Welcome back, everyone. I say everyone as if you are not an audience of one watching this video, listening to me yap. Thank you anyway. Hi, welcome back. It is a Thursday, and I think I'm starting to post more regularly, like once a week. So that's pretty cool. I wish I could post more frequently, but in order to do that at the quality that I would like to deliver, and also to stay true to my responsibilities as an adult and to my place of employment, that isn't really possible at this stage. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for rocking with me this whole time. Because I've actually started to get a lot of engagement online. Well, I say a lot and it's relative, but you know what I mean. Like, I didn't understand and couldn't relate to creators when they would say that, every like, every comment, every tag, every subscriber means something and like helps them keep going. But I'm starting to relate. I'm starting to see that. And it's so nice. I've had so many conversations with people online and like in person and just like FaceTimes and Zooms and community calls and working sessions. It's really been amazing. It's kind of crazy to think about how quick the turnaround has been, to be honest. Just get right here. Yeah, so if I haven't said it recently, and I'm not sure that I have, if you subscribe, if you've liked, if you've reposted, if you've commented, if you've shared, if you've even talked about it in like IRL and just not engaged online, I just want to say thank you so much. That type of support is really helping me stay true, stay consistent, and continue to provide you with the kind of value that only I can. And honestly, I'm still discovering what that is. I'm kind of just putting myself out there on the internet and making what sounds great to me. I'm making what I wish I had when I was a young one on the internet. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, so now that I've taken a moment to express my gratitude, I did come on here with a specific topic to discuss today. And I really want to talk about expectations. So, just so you know, by the way, I'm going to non sequitur real quick. I don't record these with a script. Sometimes I will write first and then orient the topic of the video around what I've written, but usually I'll record first and then expand more on what I introduced in the video in the article or in the newsletter itself. So we're playing around, we're seeing what works, we're kind of doing whatever. As long as I post, I'm good. Seems like y'all are good, so we're just gonna keep it moving. Um, but yeah, that's the topic that I wanted to get into today, is the topic of expectations. And it's because in my personal life, expectations have become this undertone of my interactions. For example, and this might be a little personal, I have a very good friend. We've been friends for years. We've worked together. We've lived together as roommates. She is one of my closest friends, and we have not talked in a long time because this apartment that I live in now, I inherited from her. I took over her lease at a time when it kind of just aligned for her to go elsewhere and for me to leave that my situation at the time to move into this apartment on my own. And there's a lot of her stuff still here. Like, she just kind of like up and dipped. And so instead of moving into like a clean, barren apartment, which most people do, I actually moved into an apartment with like some of the previous tenants' stuff still in it. And I didn't think that it would have that big of an impact until like now, because I'm in my second year of living in this apartment and her stuff is still here. Um, I'm doing what I can, I'm picking up the slack where I can, but efforts to communicate about it and to make clear what my boundaries and expectations were, especially like since it's been so long, haven't been met with compassion or understanding. And that is kind of one element of expectations. And then the other element is that, I am naturally an ambitious person. I'm very type A. I'm very much like a strategize and then execute, no in between. I go from A to B. I'm like that when I drive. I'm low key an angry driver. Like I rage when I drive. And it's because I can't stand people who drive like they're scared to get behind the wheel. If that's the case, please get in the right lane. If you drive, sorry, now I'm heating myself up because I just got home from like getting lunch. And if you drive slowly, if you are a cautious driver, if you are a step above a safe driver, I implore you to please not get in the left lane. Do not do it. I know when I drive fast enough that I am passing traffic. I don't want to get in other people's way. I don't want to annoy anyone else with how fast I'm going. I got lead foot. I was born and raised in California. I am a California driver and California style driver. I know I live in Washington, but still. So I know I should just be in the left lane until it's time for me to get out of it. But for those of you who want to sit in the left lane and drive hella fucking slow, please don't do it. Don't do it. That being said, expectations, right? I expect when I get in the left lane that people are going to be passing the people in the lanes to the right of us. And if you're not going as fast as you need to be going to pass people in the left lane, maybe you should get in the middle lane, wait for the left lane to clear, and then hop back in that bitch. Like, it's really straightforward, easy, simple. But, we all have egos about things. I'm not going to exclude myself from that. But again, the theme is expectations. And I bring this up because in work, where this is normally a conversation being had, I would actually like to talk and center it around individual experience. I struggle with low expectations. Of course, yes, the bar is in hell for many things. The bar is subterranean. I get it. But at the same time, my personal standards for myself won't allow me to do or deliver anything that doesn't meet at least a minimum threshold of excellence for myself. I'm happy to make those metrics for myself. I will not impose my metrics on anybody else. I don't expect you to do that either. So please don't take this as permission to start imposing your expectations on the people around you and in your life. That is a fast track to getting your ass beat. Don't do that. But I will say that I've noticed something a little troubling. Just in the cultural discourse. I'm not on social media like that. Like, I don't doom scroll that often just because I'm usually like doing stuff. And my one weakness is YouTube. Like, I'm always watching YouTube. Like, it's on in the background or like whatever. That's why it always seems like I'm around. But I want to explore something called the Pygmalion effect. And I want to frame the Pygmalion effect in a way that encourages you to set higher expectations for yourself. I know. I want you to do more with less. No. But I have a point. Because if you settle for low expectations and you consistently deliver at low expectations, you will lead a poorer quality life than the one that you want for yourself. I guarantee you. Because we can get into the nitty-gritty of it. I don't really want to right now, but I'm happy to. So, like, if you want to have that conversation, just, like, send me a message. But now that quantum physics has actually been able to measure the fact that things do not exist unless we pay attention to them, following millennia of spiritual practice, which I don't know if you've noticed, but I do have some background in those topics. I encourage you to set higher expectations for yourself. And forgive me for getting to the point of the video super fast. I don't know if 10 minutes is super fast, but essentially this whole ramble this whole rant, this whole yap, was about me trying to get you to think about, explore, dive into the possibility that maybe your expectations for yourself aren't high enough. I'm not saying you should like go without sleep and starve yourself, work yourself to the bone. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I get 8 hours of sleep a night. That is non-negotiable for me. I am ruthless about it. I wake up and the first thing I do is set my priorities for the day. I don't respond to emails. I don't do shit other than like read or write. Like, I'm not on my computer first thing during the day, but you bet your ass I am working most of the day. That I am doing things that need to be done so that I can receive and attract what I'm hoping to attract in my life. Um, and I am disappointed, truthfully, about just the universally low expectations. I know that out there in the world, there are reasons for your low expectations. There are justifications for your low expectations. Yes, I get it. I get it. I get it. And maybe it's a little bit of cognitive dissonance to have both exist at the same time. But I'm really here to tell you that we do live in a world of ands, not of either ors. The world of either ors is a world of absolutes, and absolutes are not absolute. Let me just say. The only permanence in life is impermanence. And since we can actually influence what our life is like with just a little bit of attention, what is attention? Attention is effort. Attention is energy. Attention is time. Attention is multidimensional. So if you're paying attention, you should know that whatever expectations you set for yourself will default to the attention you give those expectations. I live in a world, I have manufactured my reality to meet my expectations. It took some work, it took some time, it didn't always look like how I thought it was going to, but my life meets my expectations. And I've noticed that the more that I exceed my own expectations, the wider, the bigger my life becomes. And suddenly, all the crazy things I used to dream of now do feel within reach for me. I don't know if this is going to reach you at a time where the message hits, but just so you know, I believe in you. Whatever dreams and expectations you have for yourself, I do believe in you. I do fully believe that you are capable of receiving all those things. And I say that because there are people in my life who have the type of negative self-talk that manifests what they don't want. I've seen it happen in real time. As soon as you say, I don't want X to happen, or I don't want X to happen, but it's probably going to anyway, done. The universe heard that and said, oh, so you actually do want it to happen because that's the only thing you're paying attention to. So let me get that for you. That's exactly what happens. Not on some woo-woo shit. Like, it's observable. Like, if I kept a research log of how many times I've seen that happen, more than the two hands I've got. And I can say that with some credibility because, like, your girl journals, you know, I take notes. I keep 7 notebooks on my desk for different topics and different reasons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, one of those is a sketchbook. I don't know if that really counts. So, like, yeah, I come off, this probably comes off as a little pretentious. I apologize, but I'm not really that sorry about it because, like, yeah, I know. I would apologize if I intended on changing it, but I don't. This is how I am. I'm at that point in my life where, like, that's either going to change or stay the same, and I think this is one of those things that's staying the same. But either way, I don't want this video to get too long. I really want you to know that, like, whatever you want to have happen in your life, the reason why some people that you follow are able to just, like, say things and have their lives look like it be true is because that's what they're paying attention to. I promise. It's not about, like law of attraction or manifestation or all that. And it is, but that's not the full story. The full story is simply attention. Why do you think the reality we're in is called the attention economy? It's because our attention is manifesting all of these things. And that's good or bad. Like, I've seen the negative, of course. We all have. Outrage is outrage, no matter what flavor it comes in. But I have seen the other side. Communities are being built, activities are being done, people are going outside and talking to people and having conversations, forming connections face to face again. Like, all that shit's great. And I really encourage you to pay attention to the things that you say that you want, and then watch those things become true. Watch you want them more, and then watch them grow. Like, you can watch all that happen. You can track it on your own if you don't believe me. I just encourage you to do that work, to pay attention to the right things, to set your expectations high. It makes me sad to see people not live up to their potential with the one life they have right now. Like, if you have a second life in your back pocket, let your girl know, like, I could be full of shit. I accept that reality. I accept being wrong. I can grow. I can make mistakes. You know what I mean? But I'm speaking from personal experience. I went from being homeless, living out of my car in my late teens, early 20s for years until I could do what I do now and say what I say now and have what I have now. And even that, I'm ready to let it all go at a moment's notice for what I want to bring in to meet my expectations. I'm hoping that this is coming off clearly, that like you're checking the vibe, and like even if you're not aligning with the actual words that I'm using, like you're understanding my meaning. And I'm truly just trying to get you to see that you have something that you can give to the world. It makes it a better place. But you can only do that if you master yourself enough and humble yourself enough to adjust your expectations, set the bar a step higher than that, than what you think you're capable of, and then put all of your attention and focus into it. My friends haven't seen me in months. I don't have that many friends, you know what I mean? But like, the friends I do have, they haven't seen me in months. What you mean? I've been working. What? Like, I've been doing this. You guys have seen me more than my friends have seen me. You guys have seen me more than my family has seen me in the last few months, and that is completely abnormal for me. I love hanging out with my family. So if you take anything from this, I do hope that you take the woo-woo-ness out and really ground yourself in a reality that you've created with your own attention and your own expectations. And then watch everything that you want come to you without you having to chase it. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for letting me be preachy. I'm getting off my soapbox now. But I hope that you have questions. Questions mean you're trying to piece things together. Questions means you're not operating with assumption. Questions mean that you're working on comprehension. And in this time of anti-intellectualism and an abhorrence of literacy in all regard, I do hope that you do the work, because we need you to. We need everyone who's willing and able to do the work to do that. And this is the work that I call you to do, as I am doing for myself, because I would never ask you to do something that I was not willing to do first. And I am not willing to show you first by example. So thank you so much for your time and attention. You've manifested me, whether you believe it or not. And I look forward to yapping at you again soon. And hopefully maybe we'll have some real conversations about it. So until then, enjoy. Don't let the retrogrades bite you in the ass. Take care.